start with the finals of our Haunting of Dunkirk beta tournament. 2 players, pyjamarama, Ken Curran, and Khrytos, Alex Felton. This is a rematch from the upper bracket final. Alex taking out a couple of players before making his way back here. And pyjamarama is opening right away with a Corvus pick.
Yep.
Which is
So
in this environment is pretty good. Like leaves you with a lot of options.
yeah,
You
definitely.
can pivot in a few directions once you start with Corvus. You can go in a few different ways. So Alex respecting the Vigo pick there, maybe going for Una.
Yeah, I mean, I think Una is kind of just a good early pick in general. We see EOS band.
Ken would be a big believer in drafting of making picks that give you more options the deeper in the draft you go.
Yeah.
So picks that keep you open um, would be his sort of how he prioritizes. So we're seeing Aitotia get banned by Alex. I know Aitotia. Alex loves to play Aitotia, so Alex is going for Alan as his DPS.
Yeah, so he's banned Itotia and picked Alan, and Vigo kind of gets countered by Una, so that kind of means that there's not a great choice.
It does, but Vigo Corvus is a really strong combination.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of synergies there. Ken still has the option to go like triple evoker Wrathlord here if he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
He could because he can go Aurelia now as his second pick and say Bran as his third. But no, he's going for Vigo Ichiro, so it's sort of the mid-rangey, big stats, big damage. So we'll probably see him go if he takes Ichiro, yeah. So we'll see him take Oracle as his deity. Although actually maybe Judge as well because obviously normally when you're taking Oracle, your evoker is Eos,
Mm-hmm.
who you're happy to banish and replace. But Corvus, you're not so happy to banish, and so the Oracle's evoker trait is less enticing. So we could see a Judge pick from Ken.
Yeah.
And Alex is thinking about his last pick.
Yeah, he doesn't have an evoker yet, so could go for the Aurelia or the Bran. Seems most likely, yeah, it's going to be Bran.
So a pretty sturdy team on Alex's side. So this is the final of a double elimination tournament. That means that Alex, coming from the lower bracket, has to win 2 games in a row
Mm-hmm.
to win the whole thing. Whereas Ken, coming from the upper bracket, he's already beat Alex once. So what we've basically got here is an extended best of 3 where Ken's win in the upper bracket final counts towards the final result. So if he wins the second game, he'll win the event immediately, whereas Alex needs to win 2 in a row. Now, last time, the last tournament we played, the finals, the player coming from the lower bracket did win 2 in a row and took the whole thing. Whether or not that's going to happen here remains to be seen, but we've got 2 very solid teams from 2 very solid players, and we're going to be interesting to see how things play out from here.
Yeah, I was going to mention how I think in the last 2 games we saw that interesting triple evoker team in both games, but I believe it ended up losing both times, and we're not seeing it again here.
In spite of everyone going, oh, that probably shouldn't be allowed. That seems too good. It did
Yeah,
lose both games. That's right.
yeah. So it looks like they just went ahead and dropped that.
I know Alex is someone who doesn't like to um, reveal his kind of tech in advance. If we were to cast these 2 players, um, Ken is a very sturdy player who um, plays very sturdy decks, whereas Alex is much more of a brewer and an innovator. He likes to find edge interactions and unusual combinations, which is entirely explainable by his profession as a game designer. all game designers have this addiction that they need to look for the weird shit, and Alex is no exception to that. So, though that being said, he's gone for a very sort of standard 1-1-1 DPS tank evoker team here, which even in his last game he played double DPS with no tank. So he has a few different combinations up his sleeve, and I know he's been testing away like crazy.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a setup here that's going to give we're going to see both players trade for their Gift of the Elements early. Try and accelerate that
Yep.
power gain. No surprise there. 2 power for Alex. We're going to see the exact same thing happen on Ken's side, I expect, at the start of the next turn. Damage for Vigo, damage for Corvus. So a cool thing that's happened since the game came out, when the game launched, Ichiro was sort of the windmill slam first pick, purely on the strength of Tsukidashi.
Mm-hmm.
And just because of Tsukidashi's like great potential as a game-ending card. But as time has progressed, and we're seeing a flip, their Gift of the Elements there as well. We've seen players sort of adapt to Tsukidashi and learn how to not just lose to it.
Yeah.
Um,
I was actually gonna
it's
mention
super
that.
cool to see as Ichiro sort of slipped down the priority list.
Yeah, Chun Chun mentioned in chat that he's surprised that Ken is taking this conduit trade route because Alan is actually pretty happy with this since he gets to level up very early. And he even has Bran as well to heal some more damage, so seems like this is a good trade for Alan's team.
Yeah, absolutely. So his Alan, he can level him up now for 3, which he's done. Oh, it's already happened.
Yeah.
And so Alan is now clashing +2 on everything, functionally a 5 attack hero when he's attacking enemies as opposed to going after conduits. And he's only on the 1 damage himself, which is a nice sort of optimization there.
Yeah, so he's gonna move into the mid lane there. Not too worried about the Bran here since only each hero could attack him, and that would leave the middle conduit kind of open. 5 power though.
Happened very quickly.
Yeah.
So will we see a super early Corvus level? Corvus tapped already. Never too early to level Corvus, as we've observed many times throughout this
Yeah.
event. Obviously, Corvus, now that Alan is flipped as well, Alan has a mild kind of counter effect to Corvus if you flip him early, in that it makes Alan cheaper to level up. But now that Alan's already leveled, that downside is already gone. The only possible disincentive to level Corvus early is removed.
Yeah.
Bran obviously then being the smart evoker pick in the context of Ken picking, or of Alex picking, no, of Ken picking Corvus, sorry, yeah. Bran being the best evoker in terms of offering some kind of answer for Corvus's perpetual damage engine.
Yeah, he's thinking a lot about this. Let's see. Maybe he's not sure if he wants to move to mid and just leave this conduit.
Yeah. It would be a huge commitment. Like if he moves his Vigo, be a big commitment for Alex to take that leftmost conduit.
Yeah.
Could do it, but it would leave him entirely exposed. But no, he's gonna go for a more conservative play. That's it, playing a drain life just for the damage. That'll get a trigger off Corvus, putting him to 5.
Oh yeah, that'll kill Bran
And
actually.
then level. Nicely done. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Never too early to level Corvus.
So yeah, I like that. This gives up the middle conduit, but it does take out his evoker. and of course the early
And
Corvus level.
you don't want to be getting into a scrap with Alan at the moment anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not quite at peak power, but he's certainly close. And throwing guys in the way is a recipe for bad trades.
Yeah, and that's your healing as well. We see Gauntlet on Vigo.
Gauntlet for Vigo. So he's not playing. Oh no, he is playing Oracle. Because if it wasn't Oracle, that would be a staff. It's definitely a strong early game position for Ken here. Alan obviously has the potential to get a lot of work done, but definitely I would say the sort of tempo of the game is in Ken's hands right now.
Yeah, like the only way to get Bran back right now is to use one of your conduits, which doesn't feel that good. He gets to take the middle conduit if he wants.
He can't. Yeah, he's a long way from his buyback.
Yeah, so
He's
he
gonna
is
take it,
gonna do that. It is Nature's Bounty.
that's good. That's a total whiff on Nature's Bounty, so that's no harm.
Yeah.
Pretty squishy looking board though.
Yeah, Alan only has 3 health left, and if he can't get into a combat, there's no chance of
Oh, he's
healing.
going for the revive immediately. Okay, I guess he can sort of afford to do that.
Yeah, so smiting Ichiro buffs Alan a little bit more, so that's nice.
Alan is now at full power.
Yeah, but like this Corvus can just sit here and wait for him to do something.
Oh, it's trouble. So
And he has.
what he had? No, he has Nature's Wrath,
Hmm.
which is obviously going to be super important. Given Ken, like, so there's the only time Nature's Wrath isn't really good is against Wrathlord, and there's no Wrathlord here. So that gives him options to go after the targets he wants to go after. What
Yeah.
else does he have? He has his other kind of useful control effect.
Okay, yeah, so
Yeah.
Ichiro just moving back over here.
So
Kind
we
of
might
expected
actually.
that.
So it's kind of interesting. Obviously, you leveled up Ichiro against this team is going to be a pretty strong way of keeping your Corvus safe. But as Chun Chun Dan in the chat has pointed out, that it is most likely now between a leveled Corvus and an equipped Vigo that Ichiro is the character that's being considered for manifestation later. So
Yeah.
Ichiro is going to be the one to check out. So investing in him to level up isn't necessarily going to be the best feeling, but could potentially still be worthwhile depending on like how super heavily you're committing
Yeah,
to that
so
Corvus.
like this Alan really wants to attack something,
Yeah,
but
he needs to go to work for sure. But ideally he wants to go to work and survive.
yeah.
Um, so we might see like a 2-2, a tanks 2-2 clash would probably be, even then that's probably not really super safe. Alan's going for it. Something's gonna
Uh
happen. We're gonna see a red harvest now. No.
yeah, no,
Um,
just an attack. Probably at
assume he's
Corvus.
targeting Corvus, but we'll find out in just a moment. Thinking about the block.
Yeah, so if you do block here, you lose you lose your 3 attack.
You do, and that's where Alan is happiest. But you don't want to let your Corvus go either.
Yeah, it's kind of tough.
And like, let's see, like an execution here would be clashing a 6,
Yeah,
which you could survive that, could you? 6 plus 3, 9, minus 3, 6. No, you wouldn't. So depends again. This is where it comes down to what you have in hand. Who's he playing? Vigo, Corvus, Ichiro. So domination obviously is a. Oh, just I'll check a resume. Heal 0. Sorry, I need to answer a rules question here. Do do do.
yeah. I mean, you definitely
Does he
want
check?
Alan to survive. That's the thing, right? Is like, if he doesn't block, I don't know if Alan can survive, even if you clash armor. But if he does block, then he probably does survive. But you don't lose Corvus. So,
Okay, quick rules question there from Ken about whether or not um, Ichiro's healthy appetite card will reduce Alan's attack before resolution, which it will. Alan's effect being a persistent effect that's constantly checking the status of the board. If a healthy appetite comes down, healing the damage off one of the defending characters,
oh
it
yeah, that's
will
interesting.
reduce the bonus.
Okay, so Ichiro is gonna block. I think that does make sense. Like, you just really don't want to lose Corvus.
Oh yeah, for sure. Not only because he's like Corvus doing Corvus things, and yeah, the 2/2 armor card is sort of the best choice there, safest. But also because he's your evoker, losing him here now is a double disappointment. So we're seeing a +4 +2, making Alan 7 attack, 2 armor, taking no damage back.
And
Sorry,
he
yeah.
gets to heal
7 attack.
2.
Oh, because +1 armor from Hearthy Appetite as well,
Yeah.
and he'll heal 2. So that's perfectly acceptable results.
And then he gets to stand and heal another, so good turn, I think. You didn't kill the Corvus, but Alan got some healing, and that Ichiro is pretty low now.
Yeah, like you're happy trading those resources. A card for card is no big deal. You're gaining health rather than losing it. And if they try to attack you, they're going to take a whole bunch of damage
Yeah.
and possibly not kill you. Like if they attack into and bounce off a cold blood or something, they're still going to get hurt. You
Yeah.
might not die. And yeah, he's like, nope, don't want any part of that fight. Vigo wanders off to the middle lane to pick a fight. Una's going to throw herself in the way almost certainly.
Yeah, I think that
So
was
Vigo, scary Vigo,
probably.
coming in with 6 attack here.
I feel like that was probably a conduit attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we see a terrorize. That's very good. This is why, like I was saying earlier, how Una is kind of a counter to Vigo,
She sure is. Four
because
armor. Four
yeah,
armor clashes, no joke. So that's
terrorize.
functionally five. I think it's no damage, right? 5 attack from Alec from Ken, blocked by functionally 5 armor from Una.
5. He does 4. Because it reduces his attack to 0, but then he still
The
has.
card itself has no armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid. Bad at sums. Forgetting how my own cards work.
Yeah. I mean, you're right that it's effectively 4 armor, but if you're thinking about it that way, you still have
It's
to,
not 4 armor twice. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
add his attack.
Still, I think that's actually a pretty ideal situation here. That she's taking just enough damage. Oh, one more damage coming from Corvus. I forgot about that. So actually, no, that was perfectly fine for Ken.
Yeah. He doesn't get to stand each hero, it looks like, which means this Alan should be able to have some fun over here now.
Well, I guess the one thing to be concerned about is that actually it's still three damaged heroes on Ken's side of the board. So Alan's still at max power. The only thing is that Corvus is ready.
Yeah.
So you need to be clashing armor going in. Corvus can potentially throw a 6 back at you. If you're not clashing at least 2 armor, no 2 armor, you're still dead. You need to be clashing 3 armor to come out alive. Now he has 3 armor cards in the deck. A Terrorize would do the trick. Cold Blood would do the trick.
Test of
Nice, going for Test of
Arms.
Arms. So he gets to skip that entirely.
So he's going to sacrifice Bran, I guess.
Well, no, because it's stun damage only.
Oh, right. I always forget that.
So, yeah. He's going to put a whole bunch of damage on Vigo. Vigo's going to put a whole bunch of damage on him. We might see an Invigorate maybe, so that Corvus doesn't just spank him afterwards. Let's see. So Vigo attacks, flashes.
Yeah, the other thing I think he can do here is if he kills this Vigo by like moving Alan over and attacking it, and then he defends the conduit by blocking with Bran, he can do a mass resurrect next turn. I don't know, something along those lines maybe. Life tap, no clash.
So, depends on what he's planning on doing next. He's got 3 power. Eagles tapped. Alan moves. Is that going to follow up with attack? Nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. So Bran's super dead. Thanks, Bran. Good work.
Yeah. Yeah, if he can kill this Vigo, that's pretty good.
Position. And we'll put him within buyback range as well.
Yeah.
So Alex is running a little low on cards now. Getting to that point where you need to start thinking more carefully about when you're going to play a card,
Yeah.
when you're going to hang on to it. I feel
I
like
could,
if you're at 5, you're comfortable. Once you start to go to 4 or below, you need to start thinking more carefully. But no clash from Ken. Ken's hanging
yeah.
on to his card.
I was gonna say, I don't think you clash there because he just has
Yeah,
a
you're coming with
huge number.
9 attack. Yeah. Even with a 3 armor, you're not coming out of that alive.
Yeah.
A 4 actually with a hardy appetite, you would. Hardy appetite would save you.
Hmm.
So he has the option to buy back Una now, or he looks like he might be thinking about going shopping.
Oh, we see a staff on Alan, so I think this is Monarchs, and he wants to banish Bran.
Fits, especially since he so transparently gave up Bran this turn. He said, "No, you can
Yeah.
have my Bran. That's fine. He's gonna die. That's okay.
What he
Not
could
until he stood in front of my conduit for a turn."
what he could even do is oh yeah, I think Chen said in chat. Well, he said after Bran dies, I think you could even actually mass resurrect now to deny the KO. I don't
Chen,
know.
of course, is Alex's testing partner, and has a unique insight into his psychology.
Yeah. Because, like, you could mass resurrect Una and then banish the Bran since he's gonna die no matter what. He doesn't go for that, though. He's just gonna use Bran to block here, it looks like. I mean, he can't destroy the conduit unless he ready. No, he can't no matter what, right? Yeah. So
This turn, not this turn.
not this turn.
That Alan is super survivable now. That 8th hit point is like it's such a small increase, 7 to 8, but it turns into so much in terms of actual survivability. The number of times we are going to survive by 1 hit point and then heal 2
Yeah.
makes a big difference, especially with monarchs. If monarchs are coming out, that's going to make that Alan a real problem to deal with. Although obviously, if Ken's running judge, yeah, there he is. Oh, and he's going that way. Very cool.
Oh wait,
So
he actually
yep.
can get the conduit now. Interesting.
Yeah, if he manifests, he sure can, and he did. And he's gonna get it. So that puts Alex in a fucking terrible position.
And
I sure hope he's got a red harvest in hand. Now,
yeah,
if he does have a red harvest in hand, he might just win the game on the spot.
yeah, he gets his
Monarchs come
monarchs
out.
here.
Still has access to buyback, but he doesn't have the money to do it. He has an evoker, so he has a way of getting there. 1 evoke and 1 kill will get him to 5, and his Una can come back. And if he has a red harvest in hand, actually, I'd be fucking terrified to be Ken right now, especially with the monarchs on the table.
Yeah, I guess that's the chance he's taking though. 20 cards still left in his deck.
Has he drawn for Ancient Wisdom?
I don't know. So he's trying to decide whether he puts this in.
Where he wants to put the monarch.
Yeah. So he could put it in the lane with the
Conduit.
Well, I guess you don't really care about the conduit anymore, right?
No, I don't think so. It's a revive. It's the only reason you care. But he's got buyback anyway. So yeah, he's coming in the middle. I think that's right.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he's thought about that so hard implies that he doesn't have his red harvest.
Probably.
Alan is only +1 attack at the moment because of the depleted state of Ken's board.
That's true.
So he's not quite as terrifying as he might be otherwise, but of course, the Monarchs makes it functionally like he has 2 damaged heroes. And once your first red harvest attack is finished, obviously you'll start powering up and doing more damage that way as well.
Okay, yeah, he's just gonna buy back. Or Mass Resurrect, I mean.
Yeah, so he still has his buyback.
Yeah.
Now, even now, a red harvest is potentially scary. The monarchs make it scary. And he has Nature's Wrath, also potentially significant here. And he has an evoker, so he will, if he gets 1 kill, he'll have access to buyback. So this is not by any means. Okay, so Ken's giving up. Oh, here comes
Eternity's End.
That's a card.
Yep.
I remembered.
So it's not on Nitotia at least. It was on Corvus.
Corvus,
okay.
That's interesting. Corvus is leveled up, of course, which means there's an overkill to follow.
Yeah, probably.
Only one who can use the ult.
Yeah, what can you do about this? Like, if this is overkill, is that just game? Potentially.
Well, overkill can flop, right?
Yeah, but
he could flip bad cards to an overkill. That's okay. Alex doesn't have any bailout in terms of
he only needs
effects.
3 more damage.
A terrorize isn't gonna. There's the overkill.
Serenity,
yeah. That's the biggest armor he's got, and now
so
we're just gonna
7
flip
from
the cards
these.
to find out what happens.
Ooh. I think that's enough.
Oh no! Overkill doing its thing.
Yeah. So
Oh
3,
no!
6, 9, 12,
7 damage off an
13.
overkill. 13 minus
That's
5.
exactly enough.
That's a lot of money.
Oh wait, no, it's 1 over because he has 1 damage on him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, overkill.
Yep, that'll do it.
That will do it. So, because Ken is the upper bracket champion, that means that he only needs to take 1 game. He is functionally 2 out of 3 over Alex in this event. And is going to take the whole tournament.
Yep.
Yeah, so one of the things I wanted to talk about, we finished, this was a beta tournament, obviously. We were learning useful information and sort of trying to think about key takeaways. And we've made a few balance changes based on what we learned from this tournament. And one of the main balance changes we've made is strongly reining in Eternity's End, which has sort of been the card that told the story of this tournament.
Yeah.
But that's why we run betas. That's why we turn the cards open to the public early so that we can find things like this before they become a problem. So Eternity's End was the story of a lot of games in this event, but
Yeah.
we're working on a new version of it at the moment, which is filling a similar kind of role, but working hopefully a little bit less. The issue with it is that it was sort of designed to be a card that answered certain strategies that lean on divine heroes. So we're going to see a preview of a hero now in a minute, which has a divine keyword, and then obviously Wrathlord decks. But it wound up being a card that was just sort of good all the time for everyone.
Yeah.
Which is not what it was supposed to be. So we have reined it in quite a bit in our internal playtest, and we'll be showing that new version pretty quickly. There's going to be another event coming up in about a month's time where we will be including the 3 Wardens of White Forest heroes, as well as some balance tweaks to the cards we saw in this event, because we gained the benefit of experience from watching this event, which is why we ran it in the first place. And congratulations to Ken for taking the win. He is undefeated, I think, throughout the event.
Yeah.
Cleaned up the upper bracket, won the upper bracket final, won the final. Before we go, we have a preview from the Wardens of White Forest set. We have one of the 3 heroes along with their skill deck. Grandfather is the tank hero of the 3. There's a tank, a warrior, and a support hero in the set, as there is we proceed through our content in that kind of pattern of one of each hero to keep the pool balanced. Grandfather's our tank hero, and he does something.
Yeah.
So who won? The one using expansion heroes?
No, it was the other one actually.
The other one.
Yeah.
Blue won.
2 Test of Arms in hand. Yeah, blue is on the bottom here. He could have actually. I was thinking he could have put, if he did put Monarchs in a different lane, he could have made it another turn potentially.
Yes, and that other turn could have been, he's 2 Test of Arms. You don't know what's in the rest of his hand.
Yeah.
So Alex will be kicking himself about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean it's still tough, I think.
It is. Although again, it depends. Comes down to what's in hand.
Yeah. All right, should we show the preview?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, throwing that up. So yeah, these are all of Grandfather's cards. If you want to talk about them at all.
I'm waiting for, there we go, to pop up on stream. There we go. So Grandfather is the tank hero in the set, and we wanted to do something really distinct and different from the other options as far as tanks go. So he is sort of closer. He's like a hybrid tank support in a way, and the extra armor on your conduits while he's ready is something that really alters the early game. And he's a hero who impacts drafting really, really strongly. Both, like, if you pick him early, it forces your opponent down certain avenues. But if you don't pick him early and he makes it through the bans, there's a kind of interesting effect that you have to keep the danger of a grandfather pick in the back of your mind, because you have to make sure that either you have a a strategy for knocking him down so you can go after conduits, a strategy for killing heroes over conduits because you can't get at the conduits too easily, or a strategy for getting your attack to 6 rather than 5 when attacking conduits. So he's a hero who has a really interesting effect on the drafting phase of the game. And we're going to be showing off the other heroes from the Wardens of White Forest expansion now over the next few weeks. So keep an eye out on the Kickstarter updates, keep an eye on the Heel Turn Games mailing list, and there will be more information on the forthcoming Wardens of White Forest event in the next little while. So I'm going to hang around here for a few minutes. If anyone has any questions about the status of the project or anything else they want to know about what's going on with Champion Edition, or just sort of any questions in general. And once we're done there, there's only a couple of people left in the chat already, so if there's no questions, we can call it a day. Congratulations to Ken again. Congratulations to Alex for making it to the final. And thanks to you for hosting the stream and hosting the streams for all the tournament games so far.
Yeah, no problem.
Which has been a great help. 30 seconds for chat to give me a question, and if not, I can go have a piss.
Yeah.
Which I've been holding in for several turns now.
Tranquility, I guess, kind of an Itotia counter.
It has a couple of different. How about Thornplate? The big guy, yeah, the biggest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're good to go.
All right.
Thanks everyone for tuning in, and there'll be information forthcoming about the next event pretty soon. So keep an eye on the Discord, keep an eye on the mailing list, keep an eye on the Kickstarter updates, and thanks for tuning in. And we're good to go.
Yep. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.